Hi there, I'm Carey, author of The Girl with All the Gifts and Fellside. I wanted to say a few words about my latest novel, The Boy on the Bridge. Boy on the Bridge takes us back into the world of The Girl with All the Gifts, but it's set 10 years earlier and it features an entirely different cast of characters. It's the story of the voyage of the Rosalind Franklin, a massive, mobile, armoured laboratory that is sent out from the last human enclave of Beacon in search of a cure for the hungry plague that has ravaged humanity. On the crew of the Rosalind Franklin, among others, we find Stephen Greaves, a teenage boy who is a scientific genius, probably somewhere on the autistic spectrum and certainly suffering from post-traumatic stress, along with his surrogate mother, Samrina Khan, a biologist who is keeping a secret from the rest of the crew. It's no spoiler to say that they don't find the cure that they're looking for, but they do find something else, something astonishing that nobody has ever suspected before. It was genuinely a wonderful experience to dive back into that world, to rediscover those settings, those themes and ideas. When you're writing a novel, when you're telling any long-form story, you reach a point where you're barreling toward the climax and you narrow your focus down. You tell the story that leads towards the ending that you have in mind, and you leave out other stories that you could have told along the way because they don't serve that climax, that ending. And that happened in Girl with All the Gifts in a number of ways. In Girl with All the Gifts, Melanie and her companions find the Rosalind Franklin abandoned on the streets of London 10 years later, with a single corpse in its cockpit and no clue to how it got there or what happened to the rest of the crew. So this novel answers those questions, but it does more than that. Boy on the Bridge has been called a prequel to Girl with All the Gifts. It's been called a standalone novel. I prefer to think of it as a standalone novel, but it's definitely true that it sneaks back into Melanie's world, the world of Girl with All the Gifts, from an unexpected angle. And although it starts earlier, it finishes later. If you read the story, you'll find that it answers questions you didn't know you had about Girl with All the Gifts. I hope you'll give it a try, and I hope you'll enjoy revisiting that world as much as I did.